Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're very well. So this is more of a kind of sit back, relax kind of video. I want to talk about how my first year of motherhood has been. I mean, it's crazy to say it, but I'm filming this a couple of days before my baby turns 1, and the fact that he's already 1 blows my mind. I mean, if you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you might have seen my announcement video, you might have seen my pregnancy journey and my birth story and all this stuff. And so much has been going on over the past year that I kind of wanted to sit down, have a chat. If I get emotional, I probably will. um, but grab yourself a drink, like a nice, cold or hot drink, a snack. I try and not be too long, but I just want to sit down, just talk about the kind of realization of motherhood, which I knew I was going to have, but there was always going to be some things that I'm like, okay, I didn't expect this to happen and this to happen, so kind of going quickly back to the beginning. So if you're new to my channel, I had my baby September 3rd, 2024, and I had a kind of 4-year journey with my fertility. Me and my husband had been trying for a while, and I ended up going to like a fertility clinic, and they had said, oh, there's a couple of issues here and there. You might not be able to have a baby maybe for a while, and we'll see how IVF goes and blah, blah, blah. What I didn't know at that time was that I was already pregnant when I when I had that meeting with that doctor. He had said, oh, because I'm having my period in 3 months. And I was a bit like, oh, it must just be stress because of all of this, or it might be something else. Um, I was pregnant, and obviously it was not expected. It was very much welcome. Like I said, we had been trying for 4 years, and it was just non-stop disappointment because I knew probably, obviously, with me there'd be a lot of issues because my periods are just, they're diabolical. They are horrible. I actually have an appointment with a gynecologist next month to see what's going on with my body. Maybe we will get some answers. But yeah, I found out I was pregnant, and yeah, the journey was so up and down. I mean, there was a lot going on. Like, I was working full time, trying to get time off for my appointments and fighting for, this and that. And it was so frustrating because that's the last thing you need when you're pregnant is stress, and the fact that where you work they're just holding you back, and it's like, well, I'm having a baby, I need to go to my appointments, I need to do this, you need to be there to support me, otherwise we're going to have an issue. They eventually obviously were quite lenient and had my appointments and this and that, and it was showing that baby was growing a bit smaller because I have this, if I can Google it and I'll put it up here because I can't pronounce it, but it's something to do with my placenta, where I where the placenta doesn't give the baby everything it needs, hence why he was growing a little bit smaller. So I was induced at 38 weeks. I was induced to have like a vaginal birth. It didn't happen. We were waiting for a good couple of hours because he was becoming quite distressed, and so I had to have a C-section, which was totally fine. I said to him in the beginning, if I need to have a cesarean, I'm not opposed to it, just because I just want whatever is best for baby. And so I ended up having a cesarean. I healed very quickly, touch wood, like very grateful that yeah, my body was just quick on it. And so we were in the hospital for 2 weeks because baby kept on having glucose level problems where it would dip really badly. He had to go to the special baby unit for a week. And then when we came home, obviously it's the journey of staying up. Like the first couple of weeks you're staying up all night just to make sure that they're okay. I have this anxiety, which I still have today, where I wake up in the middle of the night to make sure he's breathing. And I know sometimes I need to calm down on it, but the anxiety, I just have anxiety in general anyway. I've had it for a very long time. But when it comes to your child, it's a completely different leeway. But yeah, obviously being a parent for the first time is such a weird experience because for so many years I longed for it and I wished for it so much. And then when it actually happens, it just doesn't feel real because your brain is doing a million and one things at the same time. Your body is healing, you're looking after a baby, you're trying to just live your life where you going to visit family, going to shopping, doing this and doing that. And then you realize that everything changes, and it changes for the better, it changes for the not so better, because there's so many things that have changed. Like, I can't just kind of get up and go out. I need to kind of get everything ready for him, make sure he has everything, and then we leave. Like, to go to my mum's, I have my bag, a bag for him, his buggy, food, milk, everything. And it's just a lot of like preparation just in general. Even when we're at home, it's kind of entertaining, entertaining myself, food, what we're going to do, blah, blah, blah. But you know, that's just kind of been a whole year journey. But his milestones is something that is crazy. When it got to like the 4 month period where you had to start weaning, I was like, what am I going to give him? Even today, I'm like, what am I supposed to be giving him? Like, occasionally I give him a pouch, or I will make fresh food. Like, he loves eating salmon, he loves eating avocado, which is crazy because I don't like avocado and I wanted to try it and he loves it. I love salmon, and I give him chicken and stuff like that, which he devours. But it's so interesting to kind of watch a little human grow, because obviously our parents went through the exact same thing. I think I mentioned it during just a life update in general, how like when you're giving them food, you obviously have to realize that they can't have exactly the same as you. Like, he's not going to have, and that, like, he went for his first Nando's the other week with me and my friend, and that was just like no spice, nothing. I don't think it was even lemon and herb. It was just like something, but he really enjoyed it. So something as simple as going for a Nando's is such a weird experience, because for him it was like his first time. He has obviously no idea what Nando's is. But I was like, I'm so proud. Like, he enjoyed his rice and cucumbers and stuff like that. But you know, being a mom is such a weird thing to kind of say that I'm a mom. Like, I have so many friends that are moms and dads and stuff, and I look at them and I kind of go, their journey is obviously very different than mine. And but when you think about it, being a parent is always the same. Like, you're looking after a human. The human is very different from every other human, and their personality is different, and how they look and what they do and everything is different. And so I'm trying to like mentally, you know, stand and like understand what he needs, because there's days where he will do my absolute nine, but then there's days when he is like the best angel ever. And so every day is so unpredictable, and especially when it comes to things that have been going on recently, obviously talking about it is it's quite a lot for me, but I mention it quite a lot anyway because it's a big thing that's happened to me. Like, my dad passed away like over 3 months, like almost 3 months now. Actually, it's been 3 months since when I'm filming this. And the fact that I am still mourning, but still being like a new mom, like this time now, is still quite sensitive, because when my dad found out that he was really, really sick, and then when he found out I was pregnant, he wanted to do his best to still be around to kind of watch him grow as much as he could. And he got to like, you know, 8, 9 months with him, and we'd go and see him in like the hospice every other day. Like, it's a long journey to get to where he was, but we would try our best, and whenever he would see him, he would light up, and it would be the most beautiful thing to see. And now that he only will have stories and some pictures, because my dad, we don't have many pictures of my dad. He's not a very, like, he didn't like having his photo taken much. So the couple ones I have are when I was a kid, and a handful of Elijah as well, because I wanted him to have pictures with him. But you know, having to be a mom, like just getting on with my everyday like motherhood journey, and mourning my dad, and looking for a job, and trying to be like having a normal life is a lot. Like, the last few weeks have been so horrible, and I'm not doing this video to gain sympathy. I'm just, you know, letting it all out because it's so important, I feel, to talk about motherhood mental health, because a lot of people don't seem to talk about it that much. You know, they talk about postpartum depression. I don't have postpartum depression because, you know, there's so many aspects where obviously you have your baby blues, or when the baby's born, your hormones are all over the place. There were times when I was crying for no reason. Like, we would be listening to some music and I would just burst out crying. And that's when he was like a week, 2 weeks old. But now there's obviously many different factors as to why I'm so emotional. But I want to be strong. Oh, have things on my table. I want to be strong for him. Like, he obviously has no idea why I'm crying, why I'm upset. And when he looks at me and smiles, he makes it all better. And, you know, regardless of the day that I'm having, being a mum is so important because it's so rewarding and it's so refreshing and fun and challenging, because, you know, there's nothing worse than, you know, just being a mum that ignores your child and, you know, tells them off every 5 seconds for doing something. You know, you got to let them explore, you got to let them have a good time. And I'm trying my best to kind of do that for him. I know where we live, our flat is absolutely tiny, so for him, I feel really bad that he can't explore as much as he can. When we go to my mum's, he is crawling around like there's no tomorrow. He is having the best time. But, you know, when he gets older and we can afford something more better, I want to give him the best childhood that he could ever have. You know, take him to nursery, take him to more classes and stuff, just to bond with other kids. And every time he sees a kid on TV, he starts waving, which is probably one of the cutest things I could ever imagine. This whole year has just been such a whirlwind, because you never know what the next day is going to bring for you, because it's going to be tough, it's going to be easy, it's going to be so much. But I want to do it again. I can't wait to do it again. I hope one day we will be able to have another kid. I don't want to wait 4 years, but if I have to, when I'm like 41, 42, because I'm going to be 38 in November. So, you know, I know they say older mums there's a lot more risk, blah blah blah, but I see so many older mums. I think older mum is quite rude because I'm classed as an older mum and I'm not. I have him at 37 and, well, 36, 37. But, you know, there's some people who don't have a choice as to when they have kids. If we planned maybe when we first got married, it might have been a different story, or it might even be the same story. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of us trying for 4 years, we've been married for 7 years. We've been together for like 11 years now, and it's always been on the cards to have kids, but how many, we just never know. And I know it would be crazy to have 2 kids, but I would love to have. I enjoyed being pregnant. I don't know what it is. I just enjoyed those feelings, like those flutters and the kicks, and just knowing that you're growing another human is a special reward, because not everyone can do it. But the year has been crazy, because, you know, he's growing out of his clothes so quickly. Like, he is a bit of a skinny boy, in my opinion. He's very skinny, and he still fits into like 6 to 9 months where he's almost one. And, you know, I see so many babies that are a lot more fuller, or I don't know how really to kind of say the word without, I'm not being offensive, but, you know, like little chubby babies and stuff, where they have their rolls and stuff. And sometimes I do wish he was a bit more chunkier. But, you know, I'm very blessed to have such a healthy baby, and that he's doing so well. He loves his nursery rhymes, he loves his food, he's amazing. And, you know, the journey that we're doing with my husband and us is just so much fun. And the fact that he's already one is just, it blows my mind, because this year has gone by so quickly. And every month when I do my monthly favorites in my makeup, I'm still like, how has this month gone by? How is this year going by? Blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it's a blessing. It's just a blessing. That's all I can really say. I mean, probably this whole video has been probably like a whole load of nothing, me just spewing. But, you know, if you have any questions about motherhood, if you have any questions about it in general, I'm very happy to answer them. If I have any questions, I will obviously either do a response or I will write it in the comments. I don't know. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. It's been 15 minutes of me just nattering away, which is what I like to do sometimes. But please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias, because I'm always active on there trying to build up my numbers, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye.